Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. Transfer update of Sandro Tonali and Rafael Leao break their silence after being linked with Man United. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Sandro Tonali's transfer update to Man United. The Red Devils brass are reportedly dead set on landing the Newcastle United midfielder as they look to completely overhaul their engine room following Casemiro's departure. Man United are even understood to have held initial talks to test the waters over a potential move, and the player himself is said to be warming to the idea of leaving St James Park to get another taste of Champions League football, which the Red Devils have managed to secure. However, Manchester United's ambitions of bringing in Sandro Tonali have hit a massive brick wall when it comes to the asking price. Newcastle United are reportedly loath to let go of their prized asset on the cheap and have slapped an astronomical price tag on him somewhere in the region of £75 million to £86 million. This eye-watering valuation has given the Man United hierarchy food for thought before launching an official bid, especially since they also need to spread their transfer budget to strengthen other vital positions that are still crying out for improvement. These negotiations are tipped to drag on all summer long as both clubs dig their heels in. The pressure is now on Newcastle United to lower their financial demands if they want to cash in on the player, whilst Man United are choosing to bide their time. Tonali's future hinges entirely on whether both boardrooms can find some middle ground regarding an agreed transfer fee. Rafael Leao breaks silence after Manchester United links. The grand stage of the San Siro, which for years has stood as a silent witness to Rafael Leao's magical bursts of pace and iconic smile, now seems to be bracing itself for a parting of ways. In a surprise move, the talented Portuguese winger has released an open statement hinting that his time serving Milan has hit rock bottom. This decision has caught many off guard, given that Leao has been the poster boy for the Rossoneri's revival since his arrival in 2019 and was widely tipped to become a future club legend. In an emotional and exclusive interview with a Portuguese media outlet, Leao laid his cards on the table, candidly admitting that he feels he has given everything he possibly could to Milan. He made no secret of his pride regarding the history he has made in Italy, including his pivotal role in clinching the Scudetto title. However, for the 26-year-old, his professional drive and dreams demand a fresh chapter, one that offers a tougher challenge to test his limits at the absolute top tier of the game. Leao's frustration is believed to stem from the tactical shifts under the management of Massimiliano Allegri this season, which are felt to have failed to get the best out of his finest qualities. A change in system from the classic, wide 4-3-3 setup to a 3-5-2 shape has forced Leao to play much further infield as an out-and-out striker. This new role has not only restricted his freedom to cut inside from the flanks, but it has also stifled the creativity and magic he usually produces on the pitch. The impact of this tactical shift is clearly reflected in his numbers for the 2025-2026 season, where he managed a modest return of 10 goals and 3 assists in 34 total appearances across all competitions. In domestic league football, his output was limited to 9 goals and 3 assists from 29 matches, clocking up 1,859 minutes on the pitch. He also featured twice in the Domestic Cup, finding the back of the net once, alongside 3 appearances in continental football where he failed to register a goal or an assist. These figures represent a noticeable dip for a player of his caliber, underscoring his struggles in front of goal. Beyond tactical headaches, Leao has also been harboring deep frustrations over how his physical condition has been managed by the medical team and coaching staff. He revealed that he had to grit his teeth and play for nearly 5 months while carrying the pain of a groin inflammation injury. This combination of being forced to play out of position and enduring extreme physical exhaustion has ultimately left Leao feeling completely spent, both physically and mentally. With his situation in Italy becoming increasingly tangled, Rafael Leao now has his sights firmly set on the Premier League, a competition he believes is a perfect match for his style of play. Leao feels that the hallmarks of English football, built on pace, sheer physicality, and lightning-fast transitions, would offer the ultimate stage to showcase his talent. For him, the high intensity on offer in the world's most popular league is exactly the spark he needs right now. Rumors of a move to English soil immediately caught fire when Leao openly welcomed any interest coming from Premier League clubs. This green light was promptly picked up by his agent, who has begun testing the waters for a potential transfer with several English giants, including Leao's childhood idol club, Manchester United, as well as an Arsenal side currently building an ambitious project. Playing in front of the English crowds is seen by Leao as a golden opportunity to prove that he still belongs among the world's elite players. The Milan boardroom itself seems to be taking a realistic view of this subtle rebellion from their star man. Aware that keeping hold of a player who has lost his drive will only sour the dressing room atmosphere, the Rossoneri camp are reportedly ready to slash their asking price dramatically. Milan are now said to be willing to listen to offers in the region of £42.5 million, a massive drop from his original release clause which once sat at £148.7 million. Yet, despite Leao's price tag being cut and the player openly flirting with a move, the path to the Premier League is proving to be far from plain sailing. Several reports from the international sports press suggest that interested clubs are still offering a rather lukewarm and cautious response. Concerns over his consistency throughout the season, backed up by his lower goal return and 5 yellow cards, coupled with disciplinary issues away from the pitch, are giving wealthy English clubs food for thought before they actually splash the cash on his wages. Now, amidst the roaring noise of transfer speculation, Rafael Leao has chosen to push club matters aside for a moment to focus on international duty with Portugal at the 2026 World Cup. This major tournament will serve as the ultimate proving ground for Leao to drive his market value back up in the eyes of the world. Whether he will truly touch down in the Premier League or face another unexpected twist in the tail, all the answers look set to unravel only after the final whistle blows at the World Cup. Man United join race for Morgan Gibbs-White as potential Bruno Fernandes successor. Rumours regarding Manchester United's movements in the 2026 summer transfer window are heating up with the emergence of Morgan Gibbs-White as a primary target. The Nottingham Forest talisman is reportedly on the radar of the Red Devils management, who are drawing up grand plans for the future of their midfield. This move is seen as part of the squad restructuring project driven by the club's hierarchy at Old Trafford. The main focus of Manchester United's interest is reportedly not just about adding squad depth, but rather preparing a long-term successor for Bruno Fernandes. The Red Devils captain has just enjoyed a magnificent season under the stewardship of Michael Carrick, even finishing as the highest-scoring midfielder in the Premier League. Nevertheless, the hierarchy recognizes that United cannot indefinitely rely on the Portuguese playmaker's magic, given his age and a punishingly dense workload. Gibbs-White is viewed as possessing the ideal profile to shoulder this heavy responsibility in the future, following an outstanding campaign throughout the 2025-2026 season. In the Premier League alone, the 26-year-old successfully registered a personal best by scoring 15 goals and providing 4 assists in 37 appearances. His clinical edge as an attacking midfielder was further proven by his maiden hat-trick against Burnley, as well as consistent performances that saw him named Premier League Player of the Month for April 2026. Across all competitions in the 2025-2026 season, Gibbs-White's overall contribution was even more impressive, bagging a total of 18 goals in 53 matches. Beyond being his club's main goal-scoring outlet on the domestic front, the skipper was also the pivotal figure leading Nottingham Forest to the semi-finals of the UEFA Europa League, before they eventually bowed out to Aston Villa. His ability to orchestrate attacks, his vision, and his high work rate are deemed to bear a striking resemblance to the characteristics displayed by Bruno Fernandes. Morgan Gibbs-White has actually never hidden the fact that he grew up as a staunch Manchester United supporter. This emotional connection and childhood bond are considered by many to be a unique appeal that would leave him highly receptive if the opportunity to wear the Red Devils shirt truly comes to fruition in the future. The Nottingham Forest midfielder previously offered high praise for the transformation in Manchester United's performances and identity under the guidance of Michael Carrick, which he described as incredible to watch. Gibbs-White highlighted how, in their recent matches, United have managed to restore the fighting spirit, determination, and pride in playing for the club crest, elements that he felt had been missing for quite some time. Manchester United's need for a new playmaker is indeed becoming increasingly pressing to maintain the team's long-term balance. The tactical structure implemented under the current management demands high dynamism from the attacking midfield position. Gibbs-White's arrival is projected to facilitate a smooth transition when Bruno Fernandes requires a rest, whilst also establishing him as a new leader on the pitch in the years to come. However, the Red Devils' pursuit of the England international is bound to face a bumpy road, as Nottingham Forest find themselves in a very strong bargaining position. Furthermore, Gibbs-White's market value has skyrocketed to £52 million off the back of his brilliant form. Given that he wears the captain's armband and is tied down to a long-term contract, the Forest hierarchy are predicted to soften their stance only if a club is willing to meet a fantastic proposal well above that market valuation. Forest's financial situation, which needs balancing to comply with Premier League financial regulations, had previously sparked speculation that they might have to part ways with one of their stars. However, rather than sacrificing Gibbs-White, the club are reportedly preferring to listen to offers for other players, such as Elliot Anderson. This underscores just how crucial Gibbs White's role is to Nottingham Forest's long-term plans and stability, meaning United will truly have to put together a massive financial package. Should this deal ultimately materialize in the summer of 2026, the financial outlay United must prepare beyond the transfer fee will not come cheap either. Gibbs White is rumoured to be demanding a wage packet in the region of £150,000 a week to align his status with United's other recent signings. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.